Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live here in the city of Memphis, state of Tennessee, the county of Shelby. And today's date is early Monday morning, August the 4th, 2014. And the time is 1:36 a.m. And I'm going to date today's video with yesterday's date, which would be Sunday, August the 3rd, 2014. Excuse me. I want to first say thank you to all my fans and my supporters for your continued encouragement and support. And I want to make sure that I inform all my fans, I'm continuing to be employed at this company here in city of Memphis, state of Tennessee, in the county of Shelby, which is Ameripride right there on the corner of Vance Avenue and Walnut Street. And I'm also continuing to further my education at Monroe College Online. I'm pursuing my associate's degree, and I'm studying business administration with a concentration in marketing. And I'm also, when you're trying to work and go to school, you have to maintain a balance with your work schedule and with your school studies, which I'm continue to do. And also continue to work on my entertainment and my music interests. And I haven't abandoned or forsaken my entertainment music interest by no means. And in the very near future, I will be going back to the studio where I purchased my music from, which is One Sound Studio here in the city of Memphis, which is in the state of Tennessee, which is in Shelby County, and right there on Airways Boulevard. And I'm not gonna be long on this video. I want to first say on this video that, as you know, in the news, we had this very awful and very despicable incident that happened in the city of New York. Mr. Eric Garner's life was taken by the New York City Police Department with a chokehold that's been banned for over 2 decades, and it was videotaped and everything. And we want to extend our condolences to his family, Mr. Garner's family, and we want justice for Mr. Garner and his family, for the community, for this nation, and for humanity around the world. And what's been reported in the news is that his death has been ruled a homicide, and we're going to continue to keep ourselves informed with up-to-date news about this case. And I want to go ahead and move forward to my, I want to continue our conversation and our talk about traditional African beliefs, cultures, customs, languages, philosophies, religions. And when we say traditional African, who are you referring to the Afro-Asiatics. You're referring to the Nilo-Saharans. You're referring to Niger-Congo A&Bs. You're referring to the Khoisan. Don't forget the Khoisan. When you say Khoisan, you are referring to groups of people who live in a very close the Sands was a group, and the Austronesians. And when you say these groups, as you know, the Afro-Asiatics, uh, the Berber, the Omatic, the Chadic, the Cushitic, the Egyptian, and the Semitic, the Nilo-Saharans, uh, the Nilo-Saharans, or the Luo, the Kanuri, the Sughe, the Teso, the Nubian, the Lubari, Kalajin, the Lengo, the Dinka, the Acholi, the Maasai, the Ngambe, the Nu, the Fur, and the Tubu. And as you know, the Niger Congo A and B, the Cordovanians, speakers, uh, your Mandi, your Ajoy, your Dogon, your Atlantic, which includes Bolo, uh, Fule, excuse me, uh, and your Ajoy, it includes Defaka and Ajo, your Mandi, uh, your Crew, and BT, and Yambe, excuse me, and Yahweh, and D-Day, and your Sanufo, your girl, your Ada Manway, your Banji, your Quake, which includes the Akan, your Volta, Nigel, your GB, and your Rupa and Igbo, and also the Bantu language family, which are Swahili, Fang, Congo, Zulu. Now, as you know, the Khoisains, I can't pronounce all your Khoi and your Sans, two groups. I can't pronounce my pronunciation of the Khoi and the Sans dialects, languages is not that good. So, but the Khoi and the Sans and your Austronesians, which Malagasy, Polynesian, Indonesian, Filipino. But what I wanted to do today, I went online, as you know, as I was saying in my video yesterday, that you can go to your public library to seek information. You go to your public library. You can go to Wikipedia has some information. I went online, and Wikipedia always comes up, but the information was it was some African journals, and they had all these African journals on Wikipedia, but they went from A all the way to the letter Z. So whatever it is that you want to look up about Africa, they journals from the letter A all the way to the letter Z. Then you also have another journal called a JSTOR. And then there's another journal, the Journal of Black Studies. And what I did today is I went online and I found some information about African traditional religion, and it's by J.O. Awolelu, Awolelu, and it was found in the Studies in Comparative Religion, and it's an English journal of traditional studies, and make sure I don't leave anything out. It's an essay by Joseph Omosaidi Awolelu. Joseph Omosaidi Awolelu, and what is traditional African religion. And the reason why I found this information because you hear me say the word traditional, and okay. It says the things I want to point out. Okay, when it says here, when we speak of African traditional religion, we mean the indigenous religious beliefs and practices of the African. It is the religion which resulted from the sustaining faith held by the forebearers of the present Africans, and which is being practiced today in various forms and various shades, and intensified and intensities by a very large number of Africans, including individuals who claim to be Muslims or Christians. We need to explain the word traditional. This word means indigenous, that which is aboriginal or foundational, handed down from generation to generation, upheld and practiced by Africans today. This is a heritage from the past, but treated not as a thing of the past, but as that which connects the past with the present and the present with eternity. This is not a fossil religion, a thing of the past, or a dead religion. It is a religion that is practiced by living men and women. Though modern changes, the traditional religion cannot remain intact, but it is by no means extinct. The declared adherents of the indigenous religion are very conservative, resisting the influence of modernism heralded by the colonial era, including the introduction of Islam, Christianity, Western education, and improved medical facilities. They cherish their tradition. They worship with sincerity because their worship is quite meaningful to them. They hold tenaciously to their covenant that binds them together. And it says, we speak of religion in the same distant deliberate. We are not unconscious of the fact that Africa is a large continent with multitudes of nations who have complex cultures, innumerable languages, and myriads of dialects. But in spite of all these differences, there are many basic similarities in the religious system. Everywhere there is the concept of God, called by different names. There's also the concept of divinities and of spirits, as well as beliefs in the ancestral cult. Every locality may or does have its own local deities, its own festivals, its own names, or names for the supreme being. But in essence, the pattern is the same. There is that noticeable Africanness in the whole pattern. Here we disagree with John M. Beatty, who chooses to speak of the religion in the plural because there are about 1,000 African peoples, tribes, and each has its own religious system. Okay, okay. It says here, peculiarities of the religion. It says this is a religion that is based mainly on oral tradition, oral transmission. It is not written on paper but in people's hearts, minds, oral history, rituals, shrines, and religious uh, function. It has no founders or reformers like Gautama, the Buddha, Isake, Christ, or Muhammad. It is not the religion of one hero. It has no missionaries or even a desire to propagate the religion or to proselytize. However, the adherents are loyal worshippers, and probably because of this, Africans who have their roots in the indigenous religion find it difficult to sever connection with it. Okay, then, okay, okay, it says here about polytheism. It says in West Africa, said Parinder, men believe in great pantheons of gods, which are as diverse as the gods of the Greeks or the Hindus. It says here, many of these gods are the expression of the forces of nature, which mean fear or try to propitiate. These gods generally have their own temples and priests, and their worshippers cannot just, just, justly be called enemies, but polytheists, since they worship a variety of gods. It says here, while Arenda was trying to discourage the use of the term animism in connection with the religion of Africa, he created another problem by suggesting the term polytheism. We can understand what the problems are. In a proper polytheism, the gods are all of the same rank and file. The difference between that type of polytheism and the structure of African traditional religion is that in Africa, the supreme being is not of the rank and file of the divinities. The origin of the divinities can be traced. The divinities can be represented. They are limited in their power. They came into being by the power of the supreme being who is unique, wholly other and faultless, and who owes his existence to no one. The Africans do not and cannot represent him in the form of any image of the image that they can do with the divinities. Parenda made this mistake because in his West African religion, he claimed that the supreme being, he claimed that the supreme God or creator is sometimes above the gods, sometimes first among equals. That is not correct. The Yoruba, for example, never ranked the supreme being. Olo, the Mabi, with the divinities, Orise, neither do the Edo, confused, or Sonubuwe with the divinities, Igbo. The truth of the matter is that Africans hold the supreme being as a venerable majesty, who has several servants, the divinities, under him to carry out his desires. He is in a class by himself. This is why it is not appropriate to describe the religion as polytheistic. It says, okay, modified monotheism. Can we find a precise term for this religion which believes in the supreme being under whom subordinate divinities serve his will? Present eminent African scholars like Professor E. Olanji Idow and Professor John Mbiti have emphasized the fact that the world of the Africans is a theocratic one, ruled and governed by the decree of the supreme being. In order to administer the world, however, the deity has brought into being divinities who are his ministers or functionaries. These divinities act like intermediary between men and God. The supreme being is given different names by different groups of people. When we examine the names, we gain a greater insight into the people's concept of God, as they are descriptive of his character and attributes. For example, among the Yoruba, he is called Olodumare. By meaning and connotation, this name signifies that the supreme being is unique, that his majesty is superlative, that he is unchanging and ever reliable. He is also called Oloran, the owner of heaven, and Elide, the creator, by the same people. The Edo called him Osenu, Oseno Uwe. And this means God, who is the source and sustainer of the world. The Igbo call him Chukwu, that is the great chief, or the great source of life and of being. The Nupe call him Soko, the great one, he who dwells in heaven. And they also designate him Tiso Chai, meaning the owner of us, the one to whom we belong. The Igbo speaking people speak of him as Nene Baduku, Ancient of Days, and this suggests his eternity. In Ghana, he is called Onyami, the great and shining one, who is high and above all. In very precise language, says Professor Mbiti, the Bekongo describe the self-existence of God, and they say that he is made by no other, no one beyond him is. We see then that the greatest emphasis is on the supreme being. The ultimacy, wherever you go in Africa, is according to God. This is why we are convinced that the religion is monotheistic, but the monotheism may need some modification. Hence, Professor Oloji Idowu has suggested this fused monotheism, because here we have a monotheism in which there exist other powers which derive from deity, such being and authority that they can be treated for practical purposes, almost as ends in themselves. And it says here in conclusion that African traditional religion cannot easily be studied by non-Africans. The best interpreter of African religion is the African with a disciplined mind and the requisite technical tools. And we agree with Professor Idowu that the purpose of the study should be to discover what Africans actually know, actually believe, and actually think about deity and the supersensible world. There is a whole world of difference between this and what any investigators at home or from abroad prescribe through preconceived notions that Africans should know, believe, and think. It is also to find out how their beliefs have inspired their worldviews and molded cultures in general. And like I say, I'm not going to go any further, but that's again the title that this paper is. What is African traditional religion? It's an essay by Joseph Omosedi Awolelu. And I found this in Studies in Comparative Religion, and was it English Journal on Traditional Studies, and that way those who are listening can go and find this essay by Joseph Omosedi Awolelu, and it's in the Studies in Comparative Religion. What is African traditional religion? And like I say, we're gonna continue our talk, and we're gonna continue our conversation about traditional African beliefs, cultures, customs, languages, philosophies, religions of the Afro-Asiatics, which is the Omadics, the Kushitics, and the Chadics. It's the Semitics, the Egyptians, and the Berbers, and the Nilo-Saharans. Make sure that we don't leave them at it. Now the Nilo-Saharans, the Luo, Kanuri, the Sangay, the Teso, the Nubians, the Lubare, the Kalenji, the Lango, the Dinka, the Acholi, the Maasai, the Ngambe, the Nua, the Fur, the Tulu, and then we have your Niger, Congo, A and B, your Kordofanian speakers, and we have your Mandi, and also in your Mandi include Bambare, and Sonike, and your Ajor, which include Ajo and Tifake, and your Dogon, your Atlantic, which is your Wolof, your Fule, and then your Crew, which include BT, and Yahweh, and D-Day, and your Senufo, your Gert, your Ada Mayway, Ade Mayway, and your Banji, which is Sango, and your Quay, which includes Akan, your Volta Niger, which is the West Bini Congo, your GB language, which is Iwi, and your Kwe language, which is a Kan, which includes a Kan, and then your Yoruba and your Igbo, and then your Bantu, which is Swahili and Fang, and Congo, and Zulu, and then your Khoi San languages, and all the languages, some which are extinct, your Khoi and your San, and then there are others that are more of your Khoi and San. I can't remember my pronunciation of the Khoi and the San is not that good, but all the Khoi and the San, their languages and dialects, and then your Austronesians, which is Malagasy, Polynesians, the Indonesians, Malaysians, Filipino. They migrated all the way over to Madagascar. So that's what these are the peoples that we traditional African religions. And again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live here in the city of Memphis, state of Tennessee, the county is Shelby. And again, I want to thank all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. And until my next video, I wish each and every one of you the best.